Benson Boone's American Heart is more than just a debut album. It's a statement of artistic intent, emotional vulnerability, and melodic ambition. Across 10 songs, Boone explores heartbreak, healing, nostalgia, and identity with a voice that trembles, soars, and aches in all the right places. Every track carries a different emotional weight, and while the entire album flows as a cohesive body of work, some songs pierce deeper, hit harder, or linger longer than others. Here's a ranked journey through all 10 tracks, from great to unforgettable. 10. Be Someone. Be Someone opens like a daydream. With swirling synths and a soft acoustic undercurrent, Boone sets the tone for transformation. But among the album's emotionally dense entries, this one feels the most conventional. It's earnest, and the chorus has that open road, eyes closed appeal. But compared to the gut-wrenching depth elsewhere, it's a gentle breeze in a hurricane. The sentiment, striving to be worthy of love, is universal, but Boone only skims the surface here. It's not a bad song. It's simply up against some of the most emotionally heavy-hitting material of the year. 9. Slow It Down. The title says it all. Slow It Down is a dreamy, ethereal ballad where time stretches and emotions simmer. Boone pleads for stillness in a world spinning too fast, and the production obliges. Ambient guitar plucks, soft piano, and a hushed beat cradle his falsetto. It's hypnotic but lacks the storytelling edge that drives his best work. Still, the restraint here is beautiful, showcasing his ability to convey vulnerability without belting. It's a late-night companion, the kind of song that doesn't demand your attention but earns it if you're still enough to listen. 8. Ghost Town. This is the song that first put Boone on the map, and its haunting melody still holds power. Ghost Town is about the echoes left behind after love fades, and Boone's delivery walks the tightrope between aching acceptance and unresolved longing. His voice cracks just enough in the chorus to sell the devastation, but while it remains a fan favorite, its simpler composition and repetitive structure make it feel slightly dated when stacked against the more evolved arrangements of the newer tracks. It's a strong foundation, but Boone has clearly grown since. 7. My Greatest Fear. A delicate piano melody opens My Greatest Fear, setting the stage for one of Boone's most lyrically vulnerable moments. He sings not about death or pain, but the terrifying thought of living without someone. The way he allows silence to hang between lines adds gravity to every word. Strings slowly swell in the background, lifting the track without overwhelming it. It's poetic and introspective, and the fear Boone names is the kind that sneaks up on you during quiet moments. It's not as flashy as some of the album's highs, but it's emotionally precise, a quiet revelation. 6. In the Stars. One of Boone's breakout moments, In the Stars, is a masterclass in heartbreak balladry. It begins with the fragility of a whispered memory and builds to a sky-shattering crescendo. The chorus is pure catharsis. I don't think that I could ever find a way to spend it all alone. The orchestral arrangement underneath is cinematic, and Boone's voice rises with devastating power. It's arguably the most theatrical song on the album, and for good reason. It's designed to leave a crater, but its polished nature can make it feel slightly removed, like a tear-streaked photo rather than a raw memory. 5. Love of Mine. On Love of Mine, Boone slips into nostalgia like a second skin. It's one of the more understated tracks, but don't be fooled. It carries immense emotional weight. The lyrics are bittersweet, tracing the contours of a love that once felt eternal and now lives only in the past tense. The acoustic arrangement is so intimate. It feels like Boone is singing from the foot of your bed. There's no vocal acrobatics here, just honesty. And that's what makes it linger. It's a quiet surrender to the passage of time and the people we leave behind, even when we never meant to. 4. Cry. With Cry, Boone does something unexpected. He leans into anger, confusion, and defiance. The production is more dynamic, with percussive stabs and a sharp pulsing rhythm that gives it an almost alt-pop edge. The chorus, So Cry, If That's What You Want From Me, isn't a plea, it's a dare. This track adds dimension to Boone's emotional palette, proving he's not just a balladeer but a storyteller capable of capturing complexity. It's the sonic equivalent of slamming a door while tears are still drying on your cheeks. a necessary jolt of intensity that rounds out the album's emotional arc. 3. Beautiful Things. Beautiful Things is where Benson Boone marries lyrical elegance with vocal mastery. This track floats on a cloud of uncertainty. It's about being afraid to lose something too good to be true. Boone's voice is restrained in the verses, almost hesitant, but then bursts forth in the chorus like a dam breaking. Please stay. I want to hold on to the beautiful things, he pleads, and we feel every ounce of that desperation. The orchestration swells and dips in tandem with his emotion. It's cinematic yet intimate, dramatic yet grounded. One of Boone's most polished performances to date. 2. Sugar Sweet. Here, Boone trades heartache for charm, and it works beautifully. Sugar Sweet is a pop soul confection with vintage flair and a strut in its step. The doo-wop-inspired rhythm, hand claps, and jazzy piano line bring undeniable swagger, but it's Boone's vocals that shine. He doesn't oversing, he smiles through the melody, letting his charisma do the heavy lifting. It's a refreshing change of pace that showcases Boone's versatility. After so much emotional turmoil on the album, Sugar Sweet is the breath of fresh air, sunlight after the storm. It proves he's not just good at sad songs, he's good at fun too. 1. What Was? The final track and emotional summit of American Heart is What Was, a song that distills everything Boone does best into 4.5 minutes. It begins spare and almost trembling, like a memory being recalled too soon. His vocals are restrained, delicate, as he walks us through a love he's still not over. But instead of erupting in the chorus, the song sinks deeper, turning its heartbreak inward. When the strings arrive, they don't elevate, they embrace. It's a song not about moving on, but about sitting in the loss long enough to let it shape you. Boone's voice is bruised but resolute, and by the time he whispers the final note, it's clear. This isn't just his best song on the album. It's a career-defining moment. Poetic, raw, and absolutely unforgettable. Benson Boone's American Heart is a masterclass in emotional storytelling. Every track carries its own weight and purpose, but the album truly shines when Boone blends personal vulnerability with sonic ambition. Whether he's softly reflecting or reaching for the rafters, Boone proves he's more than a rising star. He's a fully formed artist with something to say. And if American Heart is any indication, we're just at the beginning of what promises to be a breathtaking journey. The success of American Heart lies not just in its vocal excellence or polished production, but in how deeply it connects. Boone doesn't just sing songs, he feels them, and in turn, we feel with him. Each lyric, each pause, and each soaring note is carefully constructed to reflect a real emotional truth. And while many artists struggle to maintain cohesion across a debut album, Boone threads a consistent emotional and sonic narrative throughout, tying every track back to the central theme: the fragility and beauty of love, both lost and found. Even more impressive is Boone's vocal control. Whether he's barely whispering in the vulnerable verses of What Was or belting through the dramatic highs of In the Stars, he knows exactly when to pull back and when to let go. This restraint, this awareness, is what separates him from many of his peers in pop music. He doesn't oversell emotion, he lets it breathe. American Heart isn't just a collection of breakup songs or introspective ballads. It's a diary, a confession, and a coming-of-age story rolled into one. And while Boone may still be early in his career, this album cements his position as a serious artist with staying power. As the last notes fade and the silence sets in, one thing is clear: Benson Boone has given us not only a strong debut, but a piece of his soul, and we're better for it. With American Heart, Boone doesn't chase trends. He carves his own lane, blending heartfelt lyricism with cinematic soundscapes that feel timeless. There's a sincerity running through every track that's impossible to fake. He invites listeners into his heartbreak, his hope, and his healing without ever sounding performative. It's that honesty that resonates so deeply. And perhaps most importantly, American Heart leaves room for growth. It doesn't pretend to have all the answers. It simply captures a moment in time with unflinching clarity. For an artist still so young, that self-awareness is rare. Benson Boone isn't trying to be perfect, he's trying to be real. And in doing so, he's made one of the most emotionally authentic pop debuts in recent memory.